So we got cut off a little bit at the last video, but we're just going to finish out our bar chord lesson here. So can you just grab that bar chord shape, that major bar chord shape at the 7th fret again? And this time you can just take your middle finger out of it so it'll become the minor bar chord shape, like how we talked about earlier.
Does this mean I'm like not hitting all of them?
Yeah, it usually means that you're just not applying enough pressure to fully fret the note, but here's what I'm going to say. So right now your wrist is kind of coming out fairly significantly, so try to bring your wrist up so that your knuckles are kind of closer to the guitar, actually. This tends to help with bar chords.
Like this?
Yeah, that everything looks really good there.
Okay, I just feel like there's like an arch right here.
Yeah, there is.
Not...
So that's why the whole twisting thing comes in. So that arch is kind of natural and hard to take care of, but when you twist it, then all of a sudden it like does this. So the twisting, I say the twisting is the most important thing. You really do need to twist your finger. Okay. So when I say twist, I don't mean like, like contort or like harm your finger, but it's like a pivot motion. So first just plant yourself with like the flat position and then just pivot to the side and then add in the rest of the chord. So it's going to be kind of a stretch. And you want to make sure that you're pivoting towards the head of the guitar. Good. Try it again. Good. Try picking each individual note and see if you can try to get them out. Yeah, see if you can get that G string out. That's the really important one, is that G string. So see if you can just try to mess with your fingers so that you can get that G string out and let it ring out.
Okay.
And remember some of the things I talked about bringing all your other fingers up, tilting and twisting your index finger, changing the vertical position of your index finger, and all that sort of thing, bringing your wrist up. Good, yeah, and that looks about the best that you've done it right now, except the only thing I would change is, so these are like completely flat right now, so I would try to make every joint come up. So see if you can try it one more time and just get every joint to come up like this. So it's going to look like this rather than, it was kind of like, I can't even do that.
Yeah, I don't know why my fingers just do that by itself.
Yeah, that's kind of hard for me to, I can't even like do that, but yeah, so see if you can try to, yeah, that looks much better.
Yeah, I don't know why my fingers do that. Okay. I think it's like double jointedness.
Yeah, that's probably it, yeah. Try it one more time to get that G string out. Good. So with these two shapes that you now know, you can practice the same exercise like this. So why don't we just try that, and that'll be our last thing for the day. So you can start out with the major bar chord shape, which has the middle finger in it, and just bring it down like that, and then you can try the minor one, which we just did, and do the same thing, and just bring it down.
Okay.
Good, just make sure you're following all the way through with your pick.
And then am I going up?
Yep, you're going down. We always try to speak in terms of pitch, so even though you're moving like closer to the ceiling, the note is getting lower, so we say down.
Okay. And then it would just be like here?
Yep.
Did I skip?
That's fine.
Okay.
Good. Now just go back to the 7th fret and try it with the minor bar chord shape. Good. Good. So that's going to be it for today. So just the main thing to remember with bar chords is that they're really hard and
Yeah.
they take time. So if you want to like get them down, I guess after the video, just like a little bit of time, you know, every couple of days, we'll do it, and you'll actually start to develop the thing. So even if you just practice the bar and note itself with that exercise, and actually practicing them with the two shapes, the only thing I would say is don't just do that exercise. Also, strum it as a chord and try to let it ring out, and it's, because that's really important that you can actually let the notes ring out for as long as you can. And the best thing is to pick them all individually, because occasionally if you're playing it as a chord, you may be missing a note, but you don't really hear it because you're just like, oh, there's multiple notes ringing out, it sounds right. But if you pick them each individually, you can hear that you're not getting one of the notes.
Okay.
Great, good job.
Great. Thank you.